Welcome to the Bookbibuli podcast. After midnight, a snowdrift halts the renowned Orient Express during its journey through the mountainous Balkans. The opulent train carries an unexpectedly high number of passengers for the season, yet by morning it loses one. An American magnate is found lifeless in his compartment, stabbed numerous times, with his door secured from the inside. Among the travelers is the well-known detective Hercule Poirot, who is on a holiday. Stranded with a potential killer among them, Poirot faces the daunting task of unveiling the murderer. Murder on the Orient Express. That's the book for today. And to unveil this murder, we have Anushka with us today. Welcome, Anushka.
Hey, I'm Anushka, a high schooler from the coastal city of Chennai in India. I'm 14 years old, and ever since I was in middle school, I have loved reading. I'm deeply passionate about the world of literature. Books have been a significant part of my life, fueling my imagination and shaping my understanding of the world. Even though I live in Chennai, I can be found dwelling in the places in the books that I read. As a reader, I immerse myself in a wide range of genres, from classic to fiction to horror and everything in between. I believe that each book gives us a perspective and a chance to experience different lives. Writing is another one of my passions. I find immense joy in crafting my own stories and exploring the depths of the character and the plot development. Writing allows me to express my creativity and connect with the readers on a deeper level. In addition to reading and writing, I'm also a book reviewer. Through my reviews, I hope to provide an insight to the reader that highlights the book's strengths and weaknesses. I enjoy analyzing themes, character works, and narrative techniques. And today, I'll be reviewing the book Murder on the Orient Express, written by the mastermind of murder mysteries, Agatha Christie herself.
Wow, Anushka, that's amazing. Now let's talk about the characters. The characters of this particular novel are just fascinating. No modern day electronics, no ability to research anything other than by asking questions. Out of all these characters, who was your favorite?
Indeed, the characters in the book are beautifully written, each with their own unique abilities. I would consider Mr. Hercule Poirot to be my favorite character. Even amidst a group of unique people, Poirot somehow remains to stand out. He's depicted as a person who is extremely bright and loves to solve new cases. He has an observant eye and is always keen to learn. One would say that he is another version of Sherlock Holmes himself. Apart from the brainy stuff, Poirot also showed great character in the murder on the Orient Express. He was always patient when it came to solving the cases. He always looked for more clues that could be hidden within. He knew to see past the lies of so many people without showing it. He never jumped into any conclusion and instead portrayed an immense amount of patience. Poirot's character also stood out due to his remarkable intelligence and his personal style. Unlike the modern day detectives who rely on the technology, Poirot engages himself in the non technological methods, which are rooted by his insight and observation. He understands the motive behind every person and reads them and connects close together through logical reasoning, which I find to be extremely impressive. And so, Poirot is not only seen as a renowned detective alone, but as well as a developed character with his own unique abilities.
Yes, Poirot is all that and more. But there's Book. He's the one more quick to jump to conclusion, whereas Poirot is very methodical and waits till he has all the information and all the clues fit before coming to the assignment of guilt. What did you think of Book as a character?
Book is a friend of Poirot who provides an interesting contrast to Poirot. In the narratives, Book tends to be more impulsive and reckless and quick to form judgments, often jumping into conclusions based on surface level observations. This methodology is in contrast to Poirot's logical approach. Book portrays impatience, and his tendency to overlook details highlights the significance of Poirot's careful consideration of every clue. Book also adds the element of tension in the narrative, emphasizing the pressure Poirot faces to solve the case very quickly. Gradually, he comes to appreciate Poirot's method and the depth of his investigative skills.
Now let's focus on the historical perspective of this novel. There is a strict class structure in most Christie's novels, and especially in Murder on the Orient Express. What is your take on that?
In Agatha Christie's books, like Murder on the Orient Express, you can see that people are often divided into different classes. This means that some people are seen as more important or higher up than others. My take on this is that Christie uses these classes differences to create tension and make her stories more interesting. It's like a puzzle where different kinds of people have to figure out how to work together, even if they come from different backgrounds.
Well, Anushka, I would really like to know what do you think of the North Star program of Bookbibuli?
A comprehensive reading program designed to ignite children's love for literature through a dynamic fusion of podcasts, engaging events, and insightful blogs. The podcast series features captivating narrations of beloved children's stories, transporting young listeners to enchanting worlds filled with imagination and wonder. Complementing the audio experience, the interactive events bring stories to life through live readings, workshops, and interactive storytelling sessions, fostering a deeper connection with literature. The curated blogs serve as a valuable resource for parents and educators, offering practical tips, book recommendations, and thought provoking insights on nurturing literary skills in children. North Star is not just a program, it's a gateway to a lifelong journey of exploration, creativity, and learning through the magic of reading.
Why, thank you so much. It makes us feel really nice to be appreciated like that from readers like you. Thank you. I am going to come back to Poirot again. So the book takes you through the thought process of Hercule Poirot as he analyzes the crime. And there is a portion where it gets a little boring to read the narrative from every suspect's perspective. It is actually Poirot who adds novelty to it. So, how do you think Poirot fits into the picture and what does he add to it here?
Well, in my opinion, I view Hercule Poirot as another version of the classic detective Sherlock Holmes itself. Poirot is arguably one of the most fascinating characters in the murder mysteries. He's a calculative soul with an eye for mysteries. He is perceived as a bright man. He is patient before he comes to any conclusions. He is unsurpassed by his intelligence and understanding of the criminal minds. He is admired by many. He never panics and is always calm. However, he is often seen as an egoistic person who prides themselves on the fact that people know his name. However, I feel that he is worthy of his fame. His method in solving the mysteries is truly admirable. His thought process and investigative methods are central to the narrative's appeal. Poirot's approach to solving the crime is practical and psychological. He carefully gathers every clue and every single piece of information that he could find, interviews each suspect, watches every move of theirs, and analyzes their motives and allies. His skill to synthesize information from various sources and draw insightful conclusions is extremely remarkable. Poirot's quirky traits, such as his obsession with order and rules, are distinctive and make him much more unique. While the repetitive questioning of suspects seem a bit tedious at times, it is Poirot's unraveling of the truth and his ultimate revelation of the plot that keeps the readers enthralled. His character has an aura of intimidation around him, making the process of solving the mystery as engaging as the mystery itself.
Now let's talk about another very interesting character, Mrs. Hubbard. Before she is revealed as Linda Arden, what behavior or description do you think indicate that Mrs. Hubbard is an actress?
There are so many instances where Mrs. Hubbard indicated herself to be an actress in disguise. She was often an extremely dramatic person. She makes quite an entrance and exit in all of the scenes. While talking, she would often start to behave in an extremely dramatic way. She also exaggerated stuff quite a bit. She is also an attention seeker and a generally loud and bubbly person, which are a few character traits of actresses. Additionally, her insistence on certain details, her ability to manipulate the narrator to suit her purposes, reflects on her true self. Her ease in shifting various personas and maintaining the cool under pressuring situations also hinted at her acting background. These subtle but significant cues with her eventual revelation showcase Christie's skill in planting clues that contribute to the character.
Now let's talk about the movie. Of course, the books are more or less always better than the movies because they make you work for it, and your imagination will always feel superior to somebody else's. But this movie was not really bad. It was frankly quite nice. Did you like it? And I would like to know here, Mrs. Hubbard or Linda Arden. She did overact a bit in the movie. So, why don't you tell us what you think of the book vis-a-vis the movie?
The movie was one of the best book to movie adaptations I've ever seen. It starts by portraying the brilliance of Poirot, by him solving a mystery. I feel that this brings out an essence of the character interaction through simple means. The movies did a great job in making the come into reality by giving it the exact action it needed. Even though the movie was splendidly taken, the books did a better job in making the reader fall in love with the plot and Christie's writings. The narrative allows readers to delve deeply into Poirot's thought process, providing a detailed exploration of his methods and the complexities of the suspects. Christie's style of writing, by slowly building up the suspense and gradually leading to the ultimate revelation of the plot and the killer, made the narrative work in the favor of mysteries. This also gave a chance to readers to piece together the clues alongside Poirot. However, in a movie, the narrative would be supported by means of various visual effects that was done in order to convey the story. This can lead to certain aspects being altered to suit the cinematic medium. For instance, the character movements would be a little exaggerated in the movies, though it has a stronger impact and in a shorter time frame because of the dramatic tension it misses out on the depth that is found in the book. Moreover, certain narrative complexities would be omitted to suit the constraints of the time. Nevertheless, both mediums offer an excellent and memorable experience to the audience. The books with their immersive experience and the movies with their visual engagement.
A self appointed group of 12, the same number of people in a jury. They convict Ratchet to death. The idea of a jury or the justness of the jury becomes thematic material in this book. The jury is a symbol of justness. The Armstrong family feels justified in killing Ratchet because they have gathered 12 people together who kind of represent a jury. What did you think about this kind of unique interpretation of jury and justness?
The concept of a jury in the book serves as a powerful symbol of justice and unity. Though it was wrong of them to hide it, I personally feel they had reason. As the saying goes, we are only as strong as we are united, and as weak as we are divided. The 12 of them worked together as a team to bring Ratchet down. They felt what he did was unfair, and they demanded the wrong to be righted. Even though killing Ratchet was a bit too on the extreme side, they had a proper cause to it. And I admire the way they worked together as a team, even when things weren't going that way. More than that, they were not selfish. They cover up for themselves and for their friends too, which is a unique quality to have. The novel raises thought provoking questions about the nature of justice and moral implications of taking the law into one's own hands. The passenger's decision to murder Ratchet can be seen as an act of justice, driven by the personal connection to the Armstrong family tragedy. However, it also challenges the reader on the sense of right and wrong, on whether such actions can really be justified. Poirot's presentation of two possible solutions further underscores the complexity of justice. By leaving the decision to the concerned authorities, Poirot enables the reader to ponder more upon the complexities of justice.
Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you, listeners, for engaging in this lively discussion. I would also like to thank Bookbibuli for this wonderful opportunity. It always feels good to discuss a well written book, and Christie's works are nothing but remarkable, with a wonderful characters and intricate plot. And with this, I would like to end my review. Goodbye.
Hercule Poirot, with a keen eye for detail and a knack for deciphering the subtlest of clues. Poirot's thought raced through various scenarios, piecing together fragments of evidence like an intricate puzzle. In his pursuit of the truth, he navigates the labyrinth of deception, adding a touch of cool sophistication to his deductive reasoning as he delves deeper into the enigmatic mystery aboard the stranded train. And now it's time for Bookbibuli Read Record. Agatha Christie's writing style is really sharp and clean. There is not a lot of vocabulary problems. You can read it easily. The books can be finished because they are thrillers and they are well paced. They can be read in a day or so. That is probably the reason why her books have aged so well and are still relevant and popular. I would recommend this book to teen readers. The subtle nuances might not be appreciated by the younger readers, and that would be a waste. It's a fabulous book, but read at leisure. Do not hurry it. The books leading to it are The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, The Murder on the Nile, and The Murder on the Links. That's enough murders to go by. And the book to be read after is And Then There Were None. Until next week, better read, read better.